is presented by State Farm. Another nice evening here in Pittsburgh as the Cubs and the Pirates play Game 3 of a 4-game series. Cubs looking for their 102nd win. Great to have you with us for Cubs baseball here on CSN. Big news of the day, and we'll talk with Tom Ricketts a little later. Theo Epstein gets a 5-year extension. But we're going to talk about postseason roster now and 3 guys trying to make that bench.
Yeah, guys making Joe Maddon's and his staff's decision difficult with the way they are performing here late. Almore making a very nice push. He's had a good month of September. He's having a very nice series here against the Pirates. 5 out of 8 came off the bench for a triple and a double last night. Chris Coghlan has been locked in. He's been all over everything, hitting .423 over his last 10 games. And although he's played sparingly, Tommy La Stella has managed to put up good numbers as well.
And Coghlan in the lineup once again tonight. Now Jake Arrieta, he'll start tonight against the Pirates. Seems like he always pitches against Pittsburgh, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, he's had a lot of success against this Pirate team in his career. He's making his 6th start against them this year. He's 3-1 this season against the Buccos. Last time out, really good. You know, he had been struggling. The command had been off in recent starts. A very positive step in the right direction last time out against St. Louis. 7 innings of shutout baseball. He punched out 10 and walked only 1. It was vintage Arrieta.
And he has loved pitching against the Pirates. Those numbers include the wild card win in this ballpark last season. It'll be young right-hander Jameson Taillon to pitch for the Pirates tonight. Cubs put up a 12 spot on Monday in a blowout win. And then on Tuesday night, they had to hang on at the end to win 6-4. We'll have Game 3 next here on CSN.
Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, inviting you to check out their fuel-efficient lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide.
Little check swing, and for the first time in 12 years, the Chicago Cubs have a postseason victory. They win the wild card game, blanking the Pirates 4-0.
That classic Cubs moment was brought to you by Timeless. An unlikely team embarks on an unpredictable adventure through time to stop a mysterious criminal from changing our past. Don't miss Timeless, premiering Monday, October 3rd at 10, 9 Central, after The Voice, only on NBC. Back here in Pittsburgh, a little overcast, but a nice, cool late September evening. Cubs looking for their 102nd win, and some good news today. Cubs Executive Chairman Tom Ricketts announcing the Cubs President of Baseball Operations, Theo Epstein, has signed a 5-year extension. Let's hear from Theo on joining the Cubs and now continuing on with the team.
bit of a leap of faith coming here in them, and they've lived up to everything they said they would do. They've been incredibly supportive. They've been incredibly patient. They've been wonderful to my family. They've given me great freedom to operate within baseball operations. They've given me the resources that we've needed to make this baseball operation healthier and thrive. And it's everything I could have ever asked for. So there's no place I'd rather be. I think I said 5 years ago, it's a great day to be a Cub. I still feel that way.
And look at the win totals, and that 2016 number still has a chance to go up. What a ride it's been.
And one of just 3 teams to go from 100 losses to 100 wins in a 4-year span. Feel obviously well deserving of the extension. Tom Ricketts thrilled. As Len mentioned, we'll have Tom on for conversation in the 2nd inning. There's never any real doubt that this was going to get done. He's done a wonderful job.
All right, Cubs Southwest starting lineup now. A lot of the regulars back in there tonight. Fowler, Bryant, and Rizzo at the top. Zobrist, Hayward, and Russell in the middle. Chris Coghlan, we mentioned him in the open. He's been red hot. So has Miguel Montero, and the pitcher Arrieta batting 9th.
Pirates defensively brought to you by Arby's. Matt Joyce plays left field tonight. Andrew McCutchen center. Josh Bell right. So again, no Marte. And Polanco, who was back in there last night, off tonight. Freese, Rodriguez, Frazier, Jaso on the infield. Eric Fryer will give Cervelli a rest, and the Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is the big rookie right-hander Jameson Taillon.
And we're underway. Ball 1 is outside.
Making his 18th start, 4-4 with a 3.49 ERA. Taillon, the number 2 overall pick in the 2010 draft.
Hey, the leadoff man, as always, is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. And if Dexter gets a hit here, Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. 67 degrees as we get started. Just caught the outside corner, according to Chris Guccione.
Taillon will flash 97 with the fastball, but sit comfortably in the 93-94 mile-per-hour range. More 2-seamers than 4. Good curve and a changeup.
Brian Gorman is the crew chief. He's at first. Carlson and Walcott rounding out this foursome. And the 2-2 to Fowler's hit hard, and a little short hop pick by John Jaso. Nicely done to Rob Fowler.
Well, a heck of a swing by Dexter Fowler. Can't hit it much harder, but Jaso there to make the play on him. Drops to his knees to make sure that one's not going to squirt through if he didn't glove it.
So one loud out, and here is Chris Bryant, who was off last night after cranking a 2-run homer on Monday to jump past 100 RBIs after finishing with 99 in his rookie campaign. And he was wearing it a little bit. He pretty much admitted that. Earlier in the ball game, he had a single with a runner in scoring position, but that was Kyle Hendricks, the pitcher, who was held at third. And he told me when he hit the home run, he said, I was worried it was going to bounce on the track and into the stands, and Chris Coghlan would have been held at third.
Yeah, and then he apparently told Coghlan before the game that if you score, if I drive in 100, you're number 100, you can have my wallet, or the contents of my wallet anyway.
Bryant strikes out, 2 away.
I don't know if that transaction ever transacted, and I don't know what he had in his wallet. He might have a 5 spot, and that was about it. Who knows?
Coghlan, by the way, did advance to second on a wild pitch before Bryant homered, so he would have scored even if it had been a ground rule double. So here's Rizzo with 2 outs. Cubs have dominated the Pirates this year, winning 14 of the first 17. Pirates were officially eliminated from postseason contention last night as they lost and the Giants won. In the modern era, the Cubs' best single season record against the Pirates was 14-4 back in 2008. They've got a chance to best that with a win here tonight and or tomorrow.
For Joe Maddon, it's all about just making sure everybody gets some at-bats in these final days. Some guys get rest. He plans on using his bullpen trifecta here tonight, the Strope, Rondon, Chapman group in support of Arrieta. He's going to divide the catching duties up today. That's the plan anyway, with Montero and Contreras. Tomorrow it will be very much a kind of a spring training game with a bullpen day on the mound, and a lot of the extra guys will get a chance to play.
2-2 tapped foul. Anthony hitting .576 in this ballpark in 8 games this season. He's 19 for 33. 10 of those hits have been doubles. He's got a triple and 2 home runs. So how about 13 extra base hits in 8 games here at PNC? Punch the other way, foul.
Yeah, and this is a big ballpark, so it's not really a home run friendly ballpark, but it's a spacious outfield, and figures that it would give up a fair number of 2 base hits and triples out there into that deep pocket out in deep left center field, the north side notch, just adjacent to the bullpen.
In the air to right, way back toward the wall, and it is gone. He just got it out over the Clemente wall. Number 32 for Rizzo.
Continues to inflict damage in this ballpark on this pitching staff. With 2-out lightning. They're trying to beat him with a fastball in, and he cuts it off. No, sir, you're not going to get in there on me. There's your Ford home run replay.
Second homer this year for Rizzo off Tyone. We have a possible fan interference question. I thought it was clearly over, but
yeah, I
guess they're going to take a look.
Maybe just to be sure, they want to take a look. Hey, it's zombie night at the ballpark, in case you were wondering.
He just had a long night last night. Still a little green. Let's see. Yeah, cannot imagine that would be overturned.
And it's interesting because I don't think anybody from the Pirates dugout or on the field for the Pirates was making a case that they should take a look at this. They don't have to. If the umpires feel like it's worth taking a look, they can.
It did hit his hand, but there's nothing conclusive there to show the ball would not have gotten over that little chain link fence. That wall out there in right, 21 feet high, in honor of the late Roberto Clemente.
Anthony, take your helmet off. Yeah, this is Tyone's second start against the Cubs. He pitched against them back on June 19th. It was his 3rd big league start. He got called up and made his debut on June 8th against the Mets, and indeed is a home run. He's been mostly good, but in his start at Wrigley, not so much. 4 innings. Gave up back-to-back home runs to Bryant and Rizzo. The delayed celebration.
Now Ben Zobrist. He's got 94 walks. His career high 97 back in 2012, playing for Joe Maddon in Tampa Bay. 4 times now he's walked at least 90 times in a season. Not that you necessarily set a goal at 100 walks, but he's 6 away with 5 games to play. One and two.
He will finish with more walks than strikeouts. As a matter of fact, if you're a fan of the walk, you've come to the right spot. Every position player in the lineup tonight on both teams is a higher than average walk rate.
Ball, strike 3.
That's a reason to stay tuned.
Well, Rizzo with a home run to right, and the Cubs have an early lead. Cubs 1, Pirates coming up. Starting lineup and see a couple of their guys maybe not play the rest of the week now that they're officially eliminated. Cervelli and Mercer dealing with some day-to-day injuries. Frazier, Bell, McCutchen at the top. Joyce, Rodriguez, Jaso 4 through 6. Freeze, Fryer, how about that, back-to-back, and Tyone hitting 9.
We got a Freeze, a Fryer, and a Frazier in there tonight. Cubs defensively, it's brought to you by Arby's. They've got a Coggle and a Fowler and a Hayward in the outfield. Bryant, Russell, Zobrist, Rizzo, third to first. Miguel Montero behind the plate. Lexus starting pitcher Jake Arrieta in pursuit of win number 19.
No, 19 and a strike.
18-7, 285 for Jake. .74-45 in his major league career. That wind is really picking up steam.
His last 12 consecutive starts, he has allowed 5 or fewer hits. That's the longest active streak in the major leagues. And there's one. Frazier with an opposite field single. More look at the Rizzo home run from a different angle. Looks like one of your tee shots.
One about as far as my tee shot too.
What was that, about 120 yards? Hey, par 3, it's okay.
Yeah.
Now Josh Bell, he's playing right. Look how far he is away from Miguel Montero. Outside for ball 1.
Yeah, Kyle Hendricks pitching against Bell the other night just stayed away. He just continued to bang away at the outside corner down, forcing Bell to reach out. And two schools of thought. If you can command the outside corner or just off, make him reach. And then the other play would be, figuring he has to close up, he may be vulnerable to good lively stuff in on the hands. Which, it's basically pitching, right? Move the ball in and out. But Hendricks just stayed away pretty much.
Frazier back safely.
As you look at Bell in the box, and he's a large human being, big guy, and his front foot on that outside line of the box, but his back foot in a more traditional position. And you wouldn't ever say he's close to home plate, but obviously not as far away as that front foot, and then he closes up.
Listed at 6'2", 245. He's from Dallas, Texas. Second round pick, 2011. Bang that one off the mask of Montero.
Well, a lot of teams will try to run on Jake. The lineup that the Pirates are running out there tonight, you don't see a lot of potential base stealers. Frazier, this guy on first base, he might try. But collectively, this group tonight have stolen 13 bases and they've been caught 16 times.
And look how close Anthony is to home plate versus Bell. And the throw to first, Frazier back. Jake wanted a strike, and so did Montero. It's the third day in a row. It looks like maybe a strike has been taken away because of a pick to first.
Yeah, it's ironic how often that happens.
So 3-1 the count. Line in the left. Pirates have 2 on with nobody out.
See, and I think that pickoff throw, you got to be careful what count to do it on that. If you got a guy that's taking a huge secondary lead, if we make the play, we're going to get the guy. But in that situation, you're 2-1. If you cost the pitcher a strike, and I'm not saying it's definitely going to be a strike, but you have to know if you cost your pitcher a strike there, all of a sudden you're in a 3-1 count. That has to factor into your decision whether you're going to try to make that pickoff throw, make that quick move from behind the plate. More times than not, it's going to be called a ball.
Let's see what Honda Pitch Tracks thought of that pitch. Yeah.
Certainly it could have been.
No doubt. McCutchen grounds foul. I'll say it before you. The triple play is in order.
Yeah, and McCutchen, even though he's a speedy guy, if he hits the ball hard on the ground. So Bryant, we could see a little history here tonight. So many good things have happened for the Cubs this year. Why not a triple play?
McCutchen 1 for 7 in the series. With a couple knocked in.
Yeah, and he's had success against Jake. 11 out of 37. So we've seen a whole bunch of them. Batting .297. As we mentioned, this is Jake's 6th start against the Pirates this year. He and 4 or 5 other guys have made as many starts against one single opponent.
That one gets past Montero. Frazier will advance. Bell holding it first.
Well, so now the double play is in order, and you would certainly take that. Give up the run to get 2 outs. So instead of dropping down to block that one, Miggy kind of stood up on it.
Awkward swing by McCutchen. Is that a swing of a guy thinking he was going to get a fastball and got a slider?
Yeah, just
instead?
lack of recognition. Yeah.
Two from Jake on the ground. There's that chance for two. 6-4-3. The Pirates tie it on a double play ball. It's 1-1.
Pirates hitting about 3 double plays in the ball game last night. Well, they do get that favorable deal. 2 outs for 1 run this early in the ball game. Take away potential big inning.
So 2 outs, bases clear now. It's Matt Joyce playing left. And low, 4-1.
No real advantage in putting left-handers in your lineup against Arrieta. Lefty's hitting 184 against them. Righty's 188.
There was a chance the Cubs could have the only record in all of baseball, the winning percentage of over 600. And I'm starting to think that it is zombie night.
Yeah, it is.
Now, did you know that?
I heard somebody on the elevator earlier.
Okay.
Saying it was zombie night.
I was going to say, we got Chris Guccione. Very upset at Arrieta. Montero trying to mediate, and Anthony Rizzo will run to the mound.
You know, we saw a lot from John Lackey last night, and we always see it from John. And it may be that Guccione said, you know what, that's not going to happen on my watch. And I didn't see what Jake did. But may have second-guessed him.
Another one.
Yeah.
That's 2 in a row that could have been strikes. That's similar to the pitch on the pick to first, and he walked it.
Yeah, so when you get in a little confrontation with an umpire like that, it kind of gets the adrenaline pumping a little bit, could take you out of your game. What I suspect will happen after the inning, Jake will make his way over to Guccione and go, hey man, I'm not trying to show you up, just thought I made a good pitch, and hopefully peace will be made and they can move forward.
Sean Rodriguez playing short tonight, making his 15th consecutive start. He's 4 for 9 in the series. A co-National League Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. And a swing and a miss.
Quinn Wolcott was the home plate umpire last night. He hasn't been around as long as Guccione, and I think, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a conversation in the umpires room and say, hey man, you can't put up with that.
And Jake's not one to usually.
No, and that's what I mean.
Umpire, right?
Yeah, and I think he's kind of paying for. The 2 Johns on the Cubs have a reputation of second guessing the home plate umpire, getting in the umpire's face a little bit.
Arrieta trying to put away Rodriguez. And he does. Cubs Executive Chairman Tom Ricketts will join us when we come back. 1-1 after an inning from Pittsburgh. Tom Ricketts, big news today. Theo Epstein receiving a 5-year contract extension. Congratulations. And it was a formality today, but an announcement I know you were very happy to make.
Yeah. I mean, people have been asking about it all summer, and there really was no drama. There was not much risk that he was going to leave. He didn't want to go anywhere else, and I don't think I would have let him go anywhere else. So it's nice to get it done behind us and actually announced, so we can kind of stop having the questions.
Jason Hayward will lead off for the Cubs and takes high for ball 1. A lot of good news here in 2016. Cubs division champions, over 100 wins for the first time in 81 seasons. And what a series against the Cardinals. It was a David Ross love fest.
Oh, that was incredible.
Sunday night was something else, and we often say, Tom, it can't get any better, but then it does. The atmosphere at that ballpark is going to be incredible here next week.
Well, we have the best fans in all of baseball, and I think the way that Theo's gone about building the team has only made them more engaged. Everybody knows the day we drafted Chris Bryant, the day we traded for Jake Arrieta. It's kind of like the picture's being painted in front of our eyes, and I think that even adds to the excitement at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, the Lester signing, as the pieces come together, big moments.
Yeah, the Lester signing was one of the biggest by far. I mean, the first real free agent that said he wanted to come here because he wanted to win. And then, that was a turnaround. I mean, it was a big point, big inflection point.
Has it happened quicker than you thought? Or right on schedule?
Yeah, it doesn't feel that quick, but it does feel like we stayed on schedule. Once we got the schedule put out there, once the plan was really in place, it's almost uncanny how it has kind of fallen into place over the last few years.
Here's Addison Russell, another one of those big acquisitions. Hayward faked towards second and put on the brakes. And Theo at the time said that he'll never top the day, and I'll remember the date forever, February 25th, when Dexter Fowler walked into camp. Everybody thought he had moved on to sign with the Baltimore Orioles, but he wanted to come back and has become such a huge part of this thing.
Well, obviously Dexter has been an incredible part of the team and an important part of our offense, but I think a lot of people don't know what a popular teammate he is and what a great guy he is to be around, and part of that clubhouse vibe. So undoubtedly it was a very big day for this team, and it's just one of those things that have really fallen into place for us over the last couple of years.
2-0.
There he is, smiling and laughing in the dugout. On cue. Thanks, Dex. Thanks for backing me up on that.
It's actually 1-1. I think Addison swung at that last pitch. And a pop-up on the infield. And Rodriguez thought about dropping it, but Russell hustled down the first base line. So just give us a general timeline of your conversations with Theo. I know you haven't had many, and it didn't take a lot of time when you did talk about the extension, but did you speak back at spring training and then
talk
I think
a couple
that
more
times?
we've I mean, I always left it out there for him for even more than the past year. Like, hey, when you're ready to talk about an extension, let me know. We had dinner in spring training, and I basically said, look, I'm going to give up all my negotiating leverage by telling you I think you're the best in baseball. And he said, I'm going to give up all my negotiating leverage by telling you I'm not leaving. So so from there, it was just a matter of doing what seemed fair to each of us. It was a handful of conversations over the course of the summer. Nothing contentious, nothing particularly dramatic. Just a matter of just kind of getting to what we think is kind of fair. And I'm happy to get it announced so we can so people can stop asking me.
I'm sure everybody you ran into, hey, when's this thing going to get done?
Right, and it wasn't like 50-50 either. I mean, it was pretty much one-sided, like, hey, sign Theo. And I'm like, I get it, man.
You better get this done was the sentiment.
Right.
One strike. And Chris Coughlin.
Yeah, I would tell people, I'm doing some research. I'm doing some analysis on this, trying to really see if it's the right next move for us. They'd be like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, just kidding. Just kidding.
Theo's demanding green M&Ms only, and
yeah, right.
1-1 here in the second. Short lead by Hayward. And on the outside corner. So, do you go to bed at night and kind of think about what's going to happen, or are you kind of in the whole just bring it on? Whatever happens, happens coming up in October?
Yeah, you know, I got to admit, I'm pretty zen at the moment. I mean, obviously, I'm nervous about seeing us win, but the fact is, when you break it all down and you say, well, we've got the best team in baseball. We've got the best manager in baseball. We're going to be able to have home field advantage through the first couple rounds. You say, what else can you do? I mean, baseball, obviously, and it's been written a lot about, baseball playoffs aren't like NBA playoffs or NFL playoffs where the team with a better regular season is a prohibitive favorite. They come down to who's best in those couple games, those 5 or 7 games. But I don't think anyone's going to be more prepared than we are. No one's going to be more talented than we are. So, you know, we've done everything we can. Now we just have to let it play and hope the guys have the kind of nights it takes to win those big games.
I remember John Smoltz when the Braves were going through their 14 consecutive postseasons. That stretch as Hayward runs, the pitch is outside, no throw by Fryer. It's a stolen base. And he said to John Sherholtz, who ran that club and general manager, he said, all right, you helped get us here, now it's up to us. In other words, once you get to October, it's just the players going out and executing.
Yeah, no doubt. And it's obviously it's just such a short window of time. You know, the 5-game series, anything can happen, but heck, if you have a healthy team and you're playing well and you have the right manager and you have the right clubhouse vibe, I think that you're going to have an advantage. So I'm pretty confident, but you know, time will tell.
Full count on Coghlan. And he walks. 2 walks here in the inning. We were talking before the game as well that not only is Theo here for a long time to come, but he's got a very important group of people who've worked with him for a long time, and they've been intact, and that's pretty remarkable too, because you know that other organizations are going to want to poach people from this front office.
Yeah, well, there's a couple things on that. I mean, first of all, the very first conversation I had with Theo, almost the very first thing he said to me was, it's not about me. It's about building a bunch of talented people who all work together to achieve a common goal. No one guy can do it. You have to have a great staff. And obviously he did put together a great staff, guys he's worked with for a long time. And it is interesting that we've had all those guys stay together for all these years. We certainly have had other teams come looking to talk to our guys, but they really feel like they're on a common mission. And I don't think anybody wants to leave until they ring that bell. So it's been great. Obviously, a great staff all around Theo, and they do a great job. And we're very, very lucky that we can keep them together.
0-2. So where were you sitting during the wild card game in this ballpark?
They gave us really nice seats right above the visitors' dugout.
Okay, so you were right down.
Yeah,
the field.
right there, and it was great. What a vibe. A little bit different than tonight, sort of.
Yeah, a little different, but with
but good memories coming back to this ballpark.
Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable memories coming back.
Bounce to first. Jaso will get 1 at second, and that is all. So 2 outs, and it will bring up Arrieta. With having Jake on the mound, it kind of felt like, as much as it would have been cool to have that game at Wrigley, you'd rather have the starting pitcher that night, right? And it worked out.
Oh, undoubtedly. And, you know, our guys are comfortable playing here. We're here all the time. You know, it's an easy place to be, it's an easy place to stay, easy place to get to the park. We weren't worried about that being a road game. And obviously having Jake on the mound was huge. But once Schwarber hit that ball into the river, I think we all felt like it was our night. But a very fun, interesting game, as you guys probably recall.
So Arrieta with 2 on and 2 down. And off the plate inside.
This is kind of out of nowhere, but as an owner of a baseball team.
This is JD. Here we go.
No, do you
out of nowhere.
Do you ever
Here
get
it comes.
attached to a player to the point where you, man, you know, don't trade this guy, or if you don't have to, I mean, You have to separate yourself, right? But you have to have favorites.
Well, you can't put yourself in between your baseball guys and their decisions. But my wife told me one day, she's like, "That's it. I'm not going to meet any more players because every time I start to like someone, you trade him away." I'm like, "Honey, I'm sorry. It's just the way it works." But there are certain. I mean, you get to know the guys, and it is sad when someone leaves town. But yeah, obviously that was a big part of the rebuild, was making sure that some of the guys that were getting near free agency, some of the kind of, as Theo would call, shorter term assets, we would trade them for a lot of young players and some great guys. I mean, the Demps and the Samardzijas, some of the most popular players we had. We had to we had to move on, but it was what was right for the team. And but you do miss guys. I mean, you know better than I do.
3-1. That was a good question, JD. I thought you were going to really come out of that field.
It wasn't that far from out of nowhere.
It was some like zombie night question.
Yeah, have you ever been to zombie night in Pittsburgh before? Because you're here now.
Ooh, good rip by Jake. And fouled back.
Yeah. Other ballparks that might have gone into the booth, but
not here.
Not here.
Yeah, no flinching necessary up here.
You didn't need to bring your glove.
No glove. No.
Montero will be on the move here with 2 outs. And the 3-2 on the way. Bounce to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Easy play, and the inning was over. Tom, thanks for stopping by, and congrats on
great to see you guys. Thanks for another great season.
You got it. 1-1. This is the Cubs celebrating a wild card win last year.
Incredible games, undeniable greatness, and unstoppable drama. The 2016 postseason begins October 4th. Dramatic music, please. Go to MLB.com/postseason for a full schedule.
Thanks to Tom Ricketts for dropping by.
We need to have somebody like John Facenda voice that unforgettable drama.
Yeah. Jaso will lead off for the Pirates here in the second. And fouled to the screen. Hit. Third hit for the Pirates. They've all gone to left off the bat of a lefty.
And this is just a little jam shot. It wasn't like Jaso was thinking about going the other way. He just got jammed by this pitch. But it works out well for him. He's on base with a leadoff knock. 3 hits and a walk so far for the Pirates. They try to get something done against Jake. They did last time they saw him. That was the end of August at Wrigley. Jake went 6 1/3, allowed 5 hits, 6 runs, tying a season high. A rare game in which the Pirates did some damage against him. For the year, he's 3-1 with a 3.78. This is, as I mentioned, his 6th start.
And 1 on Freeze, who signed in March with the Pirates. And it's been a good relationship, so he recently signed a 2-year extension. Right field, it's Hayward, and he's got it. That's the first out of the inning. From the freezer to the deep fryer. Francisco Cervelli dealing with an achy left hand. Not sure how much he's going to play this final week now that the Pirates are eliminated.
Jake, tell by his body language, thought he had strike 1 there, maybe just a little bit low.
And a strike. Fryer claimed on waivers from the Cardinals in July. Made his debut in the big leagues with the Pirates back in 2011. It's that time with the Twins and the Cardinals as well.
I believe he was a Buckeye in college.
Yep, and went to Reynoldsburg High School in Ohio before attending the Ohio State University. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He's going to have to dot the I. Well, he misses the spot, didn't he? They were trying to go away, and was it down and in, but he got a good result. Jake in this ballpark, counting the wild card game last year, 5-1 with a 2.33. So he's made himself very much at home here. Again, that borderline low pitch not going his way, so it looks like it's going to be a little battle here tonight. Guccione, it looks to me like he's opened up the outside part of the plate to the left-handed hitters. So some of those backdoor breaking balls that Tywin was throwing, he was calling.
1-1 on the Pirates pitcher.
He's from the Woodlands, Texas. All the children are above average.
Line and caught by Addison Russell. Maybe the hardest hit ball of the night for the Pirates. Ends the 2nd inning. 1-1. On CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm.
Cub fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card, only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Hey, shout out to Chuck Battaglia from LaGrange, Illinois. He's got a 93rd birthday coming up. World War II veteran. Watches every Cubs telecast here on CSN. So Chuck, an early happy birthday wish. Fastball apparently caught the corner.
Yeah, that's the one area of generosity for Chris Guccione here tonight. Away to the left-handed hitters. Fowler hit it on the button last time, but sharply to the first baseman, Jaso, who made a nice play on him.
Fowler has 998 career hits. He went.
Expose.
Fowler is out on strikes. Well, final week of the regular season. David Ortiz, Big Papi, in his final major league season. Red Sox will be in the postseason. Yeah, A-Rod, remember, he retired after 22 seasons and nearly 700 home runs. David Ross. What a swan song it has been for him. Vin Scully will call his final major league game this Sunday in San Francisco. And yes, the CBA, Major League Baseball's collective bargaining agreement. The current one will end about a month after the season ends. Braves will also close Turner Field this week.
For so many years, when the collective bargaining agreement was nearing its end, there would just be a shudder throughout the industry. You're like, uh-oh, here we go again. But
doesn't feel that way now, does it? Bryant is out as Freese gets him. I mean, anything's possible, but yeah, you don't feel like there's a lot of contention.
Right. Nothing. I can't imagine that there's an issue out there that would lead to any kind of a work stoppage.
And again, congratulations to your former partner, Bill Brown, longtime TV voice of the Houston Astros. Called his final game today.
Yeah, Brownie's last couple of years has been doing pretty much home games only, and the Astros played their last home game today. So congratulations, Brownie. A great career. Enjoy your downtime.
It's on the outside corner.
Change up.
In the air out into deep left, but this will be playable for Joyce. And the Cubs are retired 1-2-3 in the third, and a 1-1 tie. Joe's got a new T-shirt out for the playoffs. Loves the play on words. And Court Baseball is where you can get them and benefit his Respect 90 Foundation. 1-1, bottom of the third. Good pitching matchup tonight. Frazier 1 for 1. And low for a ball.
Given that first pitch and where Montero was setting up for the second one, looks like the Cubs have gotten wise to Guccione and are trying to exploit that outside corner to the left-handed hitters. They almost adopt a pitch-away, play-away approach in the outfield. Coughlin, the left fielder's shaded toward the line.
Line the other way. Coughlin with a diving catch. Nicely done.
Yeah, that's you know, beautiful thing for Arrieta. He didn't hit his spot. He made a mistake. He got away with it because of a fine play by Coughlin out there and left. And he was towards the line. He was shallow with the left-handed hitter Frazier up there, who doesn't have a lot of power. A great break. A little tip of the cap. 1 out.
Josh Bell singled in the first. Curve for strike.
And we've talked a lot about Bell and his stance. Watch when he does stride how close his front foot ends up to home plate. I mean, he really closes up. It's a beautiful swing and a miss. One of the prettier swings and misses in the game. Kid can hit.
Arrieta will go to cover the bag. Rizzo to flip. He got a couple of nice defensive plays by the Cubs here in the third.
Plan your spring travel to Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona with Cubs destinations. Spring training packages include game tickets, hotel accommodations, rental car, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with Cub players. Details available soon at Cubs.com/travel. Funny how your mindset changes depending on where you are in the season. I'm watching this play, and the only thing I'm thinking is, don't step on his ankle, don't step on his ankle.
The 1-0 to McCutchen. It's a strike. He's on his double play ball. The Pirates tied the ball game in the first.
McCutchen having an off year, but finishing strong. 20 RBIs in the month of September, 5th most in the National League. And a long hitting streak snapped the other night.
Deep breath by the right-hander. Backhanded by Bryant. And the inning is over. Cubs statistically have the best defense in baseball all season long, and showing off a little bit here tonight. Coughlin with that nice grab. Still 1-1.
in Chicago is the legendary Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse. Go where Rhino goes for Chicago's best prime steaks in River North, Rosemont, or Lombard. Call 773-HOLY-COW or visit harrycareys.com.
Ball one on Ben Zobrist. We are in the fourth. It's a good curveball for a strike. Taillon just happy to be healthy. Did not pitch 2014. Tommy John surgery that April. Sports hernia. Then as he was preparing to return to action and missed 2015 as well. So they've been waiting for a while to get a good look at the 6'5" righty.
Yeah, good stuff. Good command of that stuff. He's only walked 14 in 98 innings at the big league level coming into this start. Now he's walked 2 here tonight. Very low walk totals at AAA this season. And they really love his makeup here in Pittsburgh. Character guy, good competitor. And I mentioned he's from the Woodlands High School where my kids went to school. Paul Goldschmidt played there. Kyle Drabeck. I mean, they've had a heck of a program. Taillon number 2 in the 2010 draft right after Bryce Harper.
Two to the plate. It's full 3-2. Scary incident in July against Milwaukee. Hernan Perez with a comebacker that hit Taillon in the back of the head. He actually stayed in the game. Very fortunate to escape major injury as Zobrist takes his 95th walk of the year.
And trying to shave that outside corner, but you have to know with Zobrist, if you miss, there's a pretty good chance he's not going to swing.
Taillon did have some DL time mid-season. Right shoulder fatigue. Swing and a miss by Hayward.
Well, I imagine with the injuries he's had, they're probably taking a bit of a kid glove approach with him, trying to limit the number of pitches, and any sign of fatigue or tenderness shut him down. I know that's he wants to be out there. Tyler Glasnow, the other young kid they've got, those are 2 really big pieces for them going forward as they try to bounce back from this tough year. The pitching for the Pirates this year well below what they did last season.
They'll try to turn it, and they don't, as Hayward beats the relay throw.
And Frazier probably could have been a little more aggressive charging this ball. And good hustle by Hayward, who looked like he just got the front of the base, and they're going to challenge. They're going to take a look. They don't think he got it. Either that or they feel like the throw beat him, but I think they're more inclined to argue that he did not touch first base.
Foresight technology, replay review time.
Plant's a little bit short. I think his toe.
Yes.
They got the bag,
but
he might not have gotten it until it. That was quick. Calling him out.
So they called him out, right? I didn't see the out sign, and Hayward's still not sure why they called him out.
It wasn't a very demonstrative call by Brian Gorman, the first base umpire, and I'm not sure he got the explanation. Jason got the explanation he was looking for.
So it is a 4-6-3 double play. And Addison Russell.
It might have been as he landed, he was ahead of the throw, and then he dragged his foot across the base, and by the time he did that, the throw had arrived.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. You're right. So foot down. Ball and glove. Foot on base.
Hit, yeah.
Yep.
By the way, I think Brian Gorman and Bob Walk could be long lost brothers. Walkie over in the Pirate. I don't know if he's doing radio or television tonight.
He is working tonight. I did see him. Yeah. That's a good call. 2-2.
Good take.
Bob Walk. Don't lean too far back in your chair.
See, you got a little something going on there.
Yeah. And Russell strikes out, inning over. 3.5 in the books. It's a 1-1 tie. Time for our Xfinity high-speed action. 3 nice defensive plays in the bottom of the 3rd. Coughlin and Rizzo and Arrieta teaming up. And finally, Chris Bryant.
Tough little in-between hop there for Bryant. A little spin move. Good accurate throw.
Hey, did you see Tim Tebow homered on the first pitch he saw in instructional league today?
Yep. He went. He's a left-handed hitter, and he went the opposite way against a left-handed pitcher.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's kind of fun. No idea how good he is or how far it will take him, but it's off to a good start.
0-1 to Matt Joyce. I didn't get to it last night, but just kind of looking around baseball, it's something you alluded to on a recent telecast. A lot of times the day after the regular season ends, you'll see some changes, whether it's a general manager or a manager.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of looking around to see if there are certain teams where there could be changes coming. Yeah. And one of the teams I had circled on my list was the White Sox, but reports are that Robin Ventura will be invited back next year, assuming he wants to return as their manager.
Yeah, I saw Bob Nightingale put out a tweet earlier today to that effect. The Sox have decided to bring Robin back.
2-2, another foul. Minnesota will have a new leader of their baseball department. I don't know, is that official yet? Derek
he works for Cleveland, and given that they're heading to the postseason, I don't think they're going to make anything official until the Indian season is done. But it's going to happen.
But I also believe the ownership there announced that Paul Molitor's coming back next year, no matter what, right?
I haven't heard that. But I would think that would be the case. Seems to be the situation in Arizona is unsettled.
Yes.
With Tony La Russa and Dave Stewart.
Yep. Oh, ouch. Joyce just got hit, I think, on the foot on a 3-2. Back foot. Leadoff man now has reached 3 out of 4 times for the Pirates. The Atlanta Braves opening a new ballpark. They have to make a decision on Brian Snitker.
Hey, where does David Ross make his offseason home? In the Atlanta area, right?
I believe.
There you go. Hire Rossi. He could be their manager.
The Reds with Brian Price have to make a decision there. Rodriguez on the left center. Good read by Joyce. He ends up at third.
Rodriguez enjoying his best year as a big leaguer. He's at 18 home runs, hitting for average, taking walks. Pitch center cut, and he puts a good swing on it. Chris Coghlan looked to me like he was contemplating making an aggressive play on this ball. Decided he didn't want to risk it. Probably the right move. And as you mentioned, a good read by Joyce.
So first and third, nobody out. And low to Jaso. And then lastly, are we assuming A.J. Preller is safe after the suspension in San Diego?
They gave him the dreaded vote of confidence at the time, said that he was not in trouble. But if more comes to light, maybe.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. I don't think of any other situations that seem to be particularly.
Well, for the longest time, Terry Collins, looked like they were going to make a managerial change there. But the fact that the Mets have hung in there as well as they have with all the injuries, I would be surprised if they made a change, but I wouldn't be shocked. Nor stunned, for that matter.
Another one almost hit the batter. 2-1.
Well, this is the situation Jake was in the first inning, and he got the double play. They allowed the run, got 2 outs, and he would be in the same mind frame here. Still just the 4th inning. A little bit later in the game, you might not be willing to concede a run. manager decides how he's going to deploy his fielders in situations like this, whether you're going to move your infielders in or play for two. Pitcher's mindset sometimes works a little bit differently, especially once you get to 2 strikes. Instead of hunting for that ground ball, he might be thinking punch out here.
And some players who could be on the move this offseason.
The starting pitching market is considered to be very light, so Rich Hill, his market goes up even though he's 36 years of age. There's some talented bullpen arms out there.
I should note Dexter Fowler has a mutual option for next year. $9 million with a $5 million buyout. So he could test free agency again if he so chooses. That's trouble, and it is gone. John Jasel with a 3-run homer.
Not a big part of Jasel's game. That's just number 7 for him this year. That's one of the issues for the Pirates, the lack of production from the first base position, but he got a good bit of that one. A big 3-run home run for Jasel.
So the Pirates have their first lead of this series. Still nobody out. A hit batter, a single, and a homer by Jasel.
Jasel came into this ball game just 2 out of 19 in his career against Jake. A bloop single and a home run tonight for him. Now, I can't imagine a scenario in which Dexter would not enter free agency this offseason. He's going to be looking for a 3, 4, 5-year deal.
Two, swing and a miss, strike 3. John Lackey made his final regular season start last night, got the win. Arrieta his final tune-up tonight. Kind of a bullpen night tomorrow. Left-hander Rob Zastryzny will take the ball against righty Ivan Nova. Ground ball into center for Eric Fryer.
Well, Jake came into this ball game with 192 in the 3rd innings pitched, so 200 innings within reach if he was efficient here tonight. It doesn't look like he's going to get there. A real big deal, but 200 innings, one of those markers pitchers point toward.
And as John Lackey astutely pointed out, he said, I'm going to get to 200 this year. Well, yeah, because he's going to pitch hopefully a few times in the postseason.
So here's that bunt defense we've seen the Cubs use before. Clint Hurdle's going to come out and argue. Zobrist is holding the runner on at first base and Rizzo's crashing. And so we've seen this happen twice this year. Once the umpires forced, I can't remember, did Rizzo give up his glove and use a regular fielder's glove?
I think they just didn't switch.
Yeah, last time the umpires let him go, said no worries. And when I asked Joe about it the next day, he said they've been told by the league office it's up to the umpire, the head umpire. He can do whatever he wants, which is really bizarre. It seems like there would be some uniformity as to what the rule is. I looked through the rule book. Joe said he looked through the rule book. There's nothing that says deploy your fielders like this and not change gloves.
Yeah, and I think Joe trying to explain to Brian Gorman, we've been through this a few times, and here's what I was told, and now Brian Gorman may be telling him, no, you know, you.
Yeah, and Joe's talking about, what about when you have all kinds of shifting going on? There's no such rule. They may end up going to the headsets, calling New York to ask if there's such a rule.
Well, it's not the case that Brian Gorman isn't allowing Rizzo to get another glove, is it? I don't know why that would be an issue. Yeah, so they're going to switch gloves. I kind of like him wearing the other hand glove, though.
Yeah, and Zoe as well. Which is, in reality, there's no advantage for the Pirates in this situation. Now Rizzo's running out to second base.
Anthony, I think, telling Joe, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So I think that they may actually have switched positions in the box score.
This is just silly, yeah. And that would be Joe's point. When I put my third baseman out in the shallow right field, is he now the right fielder or the second baseman? No.
Hey, I hope they do it. I want Anthony to get credit for playing second, right? That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and if anything, it's easier, right, to make a transfer from a smaller glove from the glove to the throwing hand on a ground ball or a bunted ball. So it's not like they've created a disadvantage for Anthony. Sofield being very demonstrative. He may have been. It might have been a deke. He might have been pointing like swing away, but muttering in his ear, "Go ahead and bunt." I love it. I love all the subterfuge.
You know what that conversation between Joe and Brian Gorman was like? It's like you're calling the cable company or the phone company. There's a bunt. Rizzo will field it
without a glove.
Yep. So does that 4-3 or 3-4?
I don't know. I'm gonna read the paper tomorrow and find out.
I think it's got to be 4-3, right? They called it 4-3, so now we have our answer with Anthony Rizzo, technically the second baseman on that play. Right, so you call the utility company, whatever, you talk to someone. Here's the problem I'm having. Okay, well, we're going to send this person out, and here's what's going to happen. Okay, and then the person comes out, and you say, okay, I talked to someone, and here's what they said. And they go, well, that's not. That's not what I'm supposed to do. No, but I was told yesterday. I was assured that this would. Well, no, it's not what I think. Right?
Yeah.
Brian Gorman going, well, I didn't talk to whomever Joe talked to.
So next year, this offseason, we had the Utley rule with the slide play at second base. Next year, it'll be the Rizzo rule.
That's low on Frazier. Pirates lead on a John Jaso 3-run homer. There's the pitch. It's high, ball 4.
See Jake looking a little bewildered out there tonight. Had some issues with Guccione early in the game. He's just been off the mark in terms of the command of his pitches this evening. No doubt he had to have been very excited after his last start. Heading into this one, he was so sharp last time out.
Bell bounces foul back to the plate. Big game in Toronto. Blue Jays lead the Orioles 2-0 in the 5th. Toronto with the first wild card spot. 2 ahead of the Orioles. 3 ahead of Detroit. Team is still in the mix. Bounce the other way. It'll be picked up by Bryant. And he throws to first baseman / second baseman Anthony Rizzo to end the inning. 4-1 Pittsburgh.
Those were really well done. It would freak me out a little bit if I was a little guy sitting in front of a couple of those people. I like the guy with the baseball theme, though. The ball coming out of his head.
Cubs trail 4-1. And I have not played fantasy baseball in about 20 years. But I have a feeling that little exchange and Anthony Rizzo being credited with a third of an inning at second base could have a huge impact on somebody's fantasy team. It's just a guess.
Yeah, if he gets enough work over there, you could add him. You could make him a second baseman. A lot of power from that position.
Chris Coghlan bounces one toward right, cut off by Frazier. Nice play. Well, it was Coghlan who robbed Frazier of a hit back in the 3rd. So
turnabout is fair play.
Yeah. on to Montero.
Today is the anniversary of one of the greatest moments in Cub history, and one of the biggest moments, one of the biggest home runs in baseball history, the Gabby Hartnett homer in the Gloman at Wrigley Field in 1938.
And the photo of Hartnett scoring, I mean, it looks like it is in the middle of the night.
That was against these Pirates, who had come into the game with a half-game lead over the Cubs, part of the long winning streak the Cubs had. They won that game, won the next day to go up a game and a half, went on to clinch the pennant. That was a booing, Jake.
Yeah. He had a little Twitter fun with some Pirates fans before he beat Pittsburgh in the wild card game last year.
And then there was that little dust up in the wild card game.
One and one.
It was with 2 outs in the 9th inning. The score was tied 5-5. Hartnett had 2 strikes on him when he hit that home run. A lot of fans said they didn't see the ball go into the bleachers, but Hartnett said, "I knew I got it. Could tell by the feel." Some years later, Hank Greenberg for Detroit, a similar home run towards the end of the season.
High fly ball to right. That's Bell to end the inning. Cubs haven't done a whole lot after the home run by Rizzo. In fact, that's their only hit, and that came back in the first.
Senor Kaplan. Don't miss your chance to watch October baseball from the all-inclusive, unique atmosphere of the rooftops across from Wrigley Field. Limited playoff tickets are available now by calling 773-248-ROOF or by visiting WrigleyRooftops.com.
Andrew McCutchen takes a strike.
So Hank Greenberg, I was telling the story about Hank Greenberg hitting a home run towards the end of the 1945 season.
Hammer and Hank, yeah.
And similar situation. It was getting dark. The home plate umpire was George Pipgrass, who was a former major league pitcher. And he said to Greenberg, he said, "Hank, I'm sorry, man, but I'm going to have to call the game. It's too dark. I can't see." And Greenberg said, "Don't worry, I can see." And the next pitch, boom, home run. Tigers win the pennant. Tigers won the World Series over the Cubs that year.
Was that at Briggs Stadium?
I think they're in St. Louis, playing the Browns. The woeful St. Louis Browns. Don't you worry, George. I can see just fine.
Thought there was going to be some sort of joke about him not being able to see anyway.
What new, George?
Right. Wilson Contreras is in to catch, by the way. Fielded by Bryant. You can follow Patrick Mooney, our Cubs insider, on CSNChicago.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Serving the community for 38 years. Go to jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Joyce has no official at bats tonight. 2 plate appearances, a walk, a hit by pitch, and a run. Tap to Rizzo. It'll be Arrieta covering. 2 outs. Hey, congrats to Charcer Burks, Myrtle Beach Pelicans outfielder, recently awarded a Rawlings Gold Glove. So they have minor league Gold Gloves they hand out, 1 player at every position among all minor league teams. So among left fielders, he was deemed the best defender out there, so congrats to him. Deep, and it's in the yard. Coghlan might be injured, though. He is down on the warning track. It's a double for Rodriguez, and Coghlan very cautiously gets on his feet. Looks like an ankle. I'm not sure what happened with the ball, if a fan interfered or if Coghlan got a glove on it. That's the least of Joe Maddon's concerns right now. It's the health of his left fielder.
Man, just hit high off the wall, and then his foot got hung up on the wall a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Even if he says he's all right, I'd be surprised if Joe lets him stay in the game. He's going to come out. Albert Almora Jr. will play left. Always worry about those awkward landings. You hit a spot. I mean, the Wilson Ramos injury, it didn't look that bad, but he blew out his ACL as he just landed awkwardly.
Down awkwardly, yeah. It looks like his gait has smoothed out a little bit since he started, so it looks like he's going to be okay, but certainly makes sense to, at this stage of the season, to go ahead and get him out of there, get a little ice on it, get it looked at.
three-run double for Rodriguez, who now has 6 hits in the 3 games of this series, and it's Jaso who's 2 for 2 with a go-ahead 3-run homer.
I get the sense that maybe Rodriguez is sitting on that slider. Some of these at-bats, the swings he's had. Followed a hit batsman and a single last time up with his 3-run home run. Hope nobody was coming up the ramp with a tray full of drinks. National League wild card scoreboard watching. Mets 5, Marlins 2, top of the 6th in Miami. Cardinals, Reds scoreless, top of the 3rd in St. Louis.
Trouble in the right field corner. Jaso knocks in another. Back-to-back 2-out doubles. 5 going.
A late salary drive for John Jaso. Having a big night against the reigning Cy Young Award winner. And as I mentioned last time, he had pretty much no success against Jake coming into this ball game. He's a 3-bagger shy of a cycle now.
To freeze. Fair. It'll be 6-1. Throw to second. Safe.
Double. Toil and trouble. And this one right down the third base line, right over the corner of the bag. Fans really enjoying Arrieta getting hit around. They have not seen that here.
Arrieta, who had dominated this Pirates team, has now given up 6 runs in each of his last 3 starts against this lineup. One 1-0 on Fryer. One and one.
That would be a good photo op if Gary Tuck were in the ballpark in uniform. Fryer and Tuck next to each other. It's the kind of stuff we live for.
Yep.
I believe Gary's coaching somewhere in the big leagues. A long time major league coach, maybe with Boston or the Yankees.
He's on Joe Girardi's staff, pretty sure.
And so Contreras, we talked about this earlier in the game, but in case you weren't with us or weren't focusing at the time, this is not an injury issue with Montero. This was planned and split the game up tonight as the Cubs are in a little bit of a spring training mode.
And that'll get into center. Freeze will score. It's 7-1. Most runs he's allowed in over 2 calendar years. All this happening after 2 are out.
There's action in the Cubs bullpen. Montgomery's up.
Tyone fouls out of play. Gary Tuck was with the Yankees, but is not currently.
Jake getting his work in here tonight, up over 100 pitches.
And the inning finally comes to an end. All Pirates tonight, 7-1 through 5. Time now for greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. So season series, the unbalanced schedule. It's interesting how many teams have just dominated opponents within their division. Tigers, Twins. Tigers have been dominated by the Indians, so kind of a wash. And the Cubs 14-3 against the Pirates, but in jeopardy of losing their 4th of the year unless they can score a bunch. Tyone a lot better this time out than the first time he faced the Cubs. Back on June 19th, gave up 4 runs in 4 innings and allowed 3 homers.
This long arm delivery. It looks like he's got good arm side command of his fastball.
Freeze gets fouled.
Folks, don't miss your chance to experience spring training at beautiful Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona, and it is beautiful. Reserve your place in line by joining the spring training season ticket holder waiting list. It's easy, free to register. For details, visit sloanpark.com. That's a bucket list for many fans. A trip to spring training. Enjoy the weather, watch the Cubs, and you can travel around, do all the spring training action.
Shank foul by Bryant.
Play a round of golf or two. Enjoy some fine food. Brought to you by the Greater Phoenix Chamber of Commerce.
One strike offering.
Get out of that kitchen.
Yeah.
That was actually a changeup.
Follow in-game live on CSNChicago.com, presented by State Farm. Just into the outfield grass, circling in. Frazier had it, and then he didn't.
Nowhere to hide.
And on for Rizzo. He homered in the first. Two down.
Frazier will head into the dugout after the inning, and somebody will say, "Hey man, what did you get a bad hop? Kind of let that ball play you."
Pitch to Zobrist. There's a strike. A lot of talk on Twitter about left-handed throwing second baseman. With Rizzo playing a third of an inning there. He made the switch with Zobrist. I know Don Mattingly for Lou Piniella played maybe third and maybe a little second way back when. Suppose I could find it on Baseball Reference. Let's see. Don Mattingly played 3 games at third, 2 starts, and 1/3 of an inning at second in his career. Left-handed thrower. Rarely see left-handed throwing catchers.
Mike Squires lived a little bit, right?
Yep.
A couple games. Benny DiStefano.
Yeah, I think DiStefano's the last one to do it. '89 with these Pirates. It'd be weird to see a left-hander back there, wouldn't it? Just with pitch framing.
Well, if there was one guy that would endorse it, he's in the Cub dugout, leaning on the railing. Be right in Joe's wheelhouse, wouldn't it?
Sure would. Maybe every once in a while we should have the offense have to run the bases backwards. Make lefty throwing players play those positions, right? Maybe on National Left-Hander Day.
There you go.
We should reverse everything.
I like that idea.
Okay. It's in the book. 7-1 Pirates. We have lots of changes.
What do we got?
We got Almora in center. Bryant at first. Kawasaki at second. Estella's at third. Who's in left? Is that Matt Caesar? It is. And a new pitcher. It's Mike Montgomery.
Mike is 4-5 at the 2.57 ERA with the Mariners and the Cubs. Doing good work in both stops. That good stuff, boy. Good heater. High 3/4 delivery. Drive that fastball down in the zone. Snap off a very sharp curveball. He's got a good change. Could very well be part of the Cubs rotation next season. Hoping to be part of the mix in the bullpen for the postseason. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, nasty.
Yeah, sharp breaker. 0-2 on Frazier.
See, now they have you can look up spin rate on guys' curveballs. There's websites that'll tell you that. I don't know what his spin rate is, but I'm guessing it's quite good to get that sharp action on that curveball. But the thing about his curveball, it's big, but it's not loopy. It's got a lot of bite to it.
Fastball is fought off foul. Popped into foul ground, caught by Lustella. One away. Got a note from Ed Hardig. George Decker is the last documented left-handed throwing second baseman to play for the Cubs franchise. One game back in 1897 against Baltimore. And he says documented because there were a couple of second basemen after Decker in which handedness is unknown. I like the mystery of it. Bell with an opposite field base hit. His second tonight. Ed also sent the note. Jimmy St. Vrain of the Cubs, who normally batted right-handed, once tried to hit lefty back in 1902 and supposedly ran to third when he hit the ball.
He ran to third? Just for fun?
So Bell will be removed. Pedro Florimo. It's going to be like this the rest of the week. 4, 5. McCutchen takes a curve for a strike.
I wonder if he's going to do some squat thrust out there in the bullpen. Some mountain climbers.
I'd like to welcome all our viewers watching tonight on South Slope Telephone Company in North Liberty, Iowa. Runner at first, 1 out, 7-1 Pirates. See if they can turn it here. Not hit very hard. McCutchen will easily beat it out. In fact, no throw by Russell. 2 outs. McCutchen now at first, and it's Matt Joyce. Really left for the Pirates. Still doing the jumping jacks. Is that Jared Hughes? Is for them to try to finish over 500. They would have to go 5. Let's see. 4-1. 5-0 to get to 82 and 80, and 4-1 to get to 500.
They head to St. Louis for the weekend. The important games for the Cardinals, so that'll be fun for the Pirates.
Now, Jake Arrieta, unfortunately, his ERA on the year will end at 3.10. It was at 2.85, so it went up a quarter of a run tonight. Kawasaki again, throw to first, inning over. We go to the 7th in Pittsburgh. Pirates 7, Cubs 1. Baseball tonight. Let's do it. Here's Ben Zobrist grounding out in the 6th to first. Okay, and went 3-1. But what if, let's just say you had a left-handed throwing catcher and first base was where third base currently is. This is what that play would have looked like.
Get over there. That's kind of fun.
See, they say, if you're right-handed, writing occasionally with your left hand or brushing your teeth with the opposite hand, that adds to your creativity.
Oh, really?
Think of how creative baseball players would be if just for a day they were forced to reverse everything on the bases. Anthony Rizzo could play short. I love it. Ted Lilly once said that he would sit in his hotel room and watch baseball games in the mirror because he said, like John Smoltz, he watched him pitch. He said, I want to see what Smoltz would look like left-handed.
Only a left-hander would do that.
Jared Hughes is on for the Pirates.
And I fully embrace it. So we're gonna petition the commissioner's office on Left-Handers Day next year. This year, I don't know if it changes. August 13th was Left-Handers Day this year. I don't know if they move that around or if it's always August 13th. But we'll petition the commissioner's office and see if we can play backwards.
Hayward skies into short center. And it'll be Rodriguez, the shortstop, for the grab.
Register for the chance to purchase 2016 postseason tickets for potential games to be played at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more about this postseason ticket purchase opportunity. The Cubs will conduct random drawings from among eligible fans who successfully complete the registration form. The registration period for NLCS ends at noon Friday, October 7th.
People, now, are you in favor of NASCAR having a race where every car turns right instead of left? No. We don't want to get someone severely injured. But think of how fundamentally that would change the game in terms of handedness. Two and one.
You know, and there's a lot of rationale out there over the years about why there aren't left-handed catchers. None of them really hold up when you think it through. I think it's one of those deals because there hasn't been. So there's not a lot of left-handed catchers mitts out, and kids don't catch. Left-handed kids just don't catch. I mean, there's certainly situations where the left-handed catcher would have a bit of a disadvantage. Throwing to third base clearly would be one. Tag plays at the plate, I think, would be an issue.
Well, righty throws to first.
Yeah. But
I think it's more about the framing, don't you?
I think originally it was because of the throwing, and so they just didn't use them.
I think now it just would look so weird. There might be pitchers who would kind of freak out. You'd have to get used to throwing to a guy catching the ball with the other hand.
We need to have a movement at the younger levels to introduce it so that young players grow up used to it.
I'm with you. I love the idea. By the way, some changes for the Pirates beyond the pitcher. Floromon's playing second. Joyce is in right. Frazier now in left. Swing and a miss by Albert. It's 2-2.
Albert came off the bench last night, had 2 plate appearances, doubled and tripled. Rocket out there into the left center field, 400 some odd feet away. Joe Madden was asked about Albert before the game today by the writers, and is he in play for a potential spot on the postseason roster? And Joe said absolutely. Saw him in spring training. He was good when he was up earlier this year. He was good. His return in September, he's played well. Joe really likes his baseball instincts.
He draws the walk. Back to our graphic from our game open tonight.
Yeah, everybody's got their strengths, and so when you consider the postseason bench, these 3 guys, Matt Caesar in play, of course, and it looks like the Cubs are going to use 3 catchers, and likely will have 11 pitchers in that first round. And they all have strengths and weaknesses. Almora swinging it well. He's a tremendous defender. Coghlan has been absolutely locked in, and he's been playing solid defense. Listella, although he's not having a lot of success as a pinch hitter this year, he's a guy you feel comfortable with setting up there late in the game for tough AB against a big arm. Matt Caesar has slipped back a little bit in terms of his performance of late, but he's done a real nice job this year. Was so good off the bench for a good chunk of the season. Be very disappointing for whoever does not make that postseason roster, but you have to remember there's a chance you could be added for the next round if the Cubs move on. And we got to get Soler back playing too. Make sure he's healthy.
I was hoping to see Jorge in Cincinnati. He's back in Chicago currently. Still with just one hit tonight. A home run by Rizzo in the first inning.
Yeah, you can see why the Pirates are so high on Jameson Taillon. He's good tonight. 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. He walked 3, which is uncharacteristic. Struck out 4.
Pause by Hughes, and now Contreras requests. He's granted timeout.
Hughes listed at 6'7", 245. Played college ball at Long Beach State. He's been with the Pirates since 2011.
One and two. Zach Phillips, left-hander. Top toward third, and it'll kick foul.
Hughes is a high energy guy, comes sprinting out of that bullpen when called into a ball game. Apparently likes to do jumping jacks.
Yeah, we found that information tonight.
Changeup.
Throw gets away. A run will score. Contreras to second. Now Moore to third. Russell's in. 7-2.
That was ugly. It was almost like Freese said, "Is this what I'm supposed to be doing?" And really, in reality, he never got the grip on the ball. He just pushed an errant throw over there. The comeback is on.
Here's Clint Hurdle. That'll be it for the righty Hughes. Well, still no hits in the inning, but the Cubs have scored a run. 7-2.
CHN gets us ready for the postseason with 12 behind-the-scenes stories on your favorite team. Tonight, it's Beer Money with Anthony Rizzo, Part 1. He's been waiting all year to be part of this popular CSN game show. And by golly, it's finally his turn. And with special guest David Ross. All the hijinks, the hilarity. Tune into Sportsnet Central tonight. See how much fun they're having? Like Riz won some pants.
Zach Phillips. And a strike on Tommy La Stella. Hyundai called to the pen.
Now we saw Phillips the other night. He's on for the 7th time. Split time at AAA with mostly with the Orioles organization. And a little bit with the Pirates.
Base hit center field. 1 run is in. 2 will score. Cubs are inching back into this game, 7-4.
A little sloppy play opens up the door. Hit by pitch, walk, error. And a 2-run single by La Stella. Gets that fastball down and lines it into center. Probably could have made second base had he taken a more aggressive round of first. With that high throw, he knows it can't be cut.
Cubs' first hit since the first inning. And it's Matt Caesar, and he fouls away. Cubs come all the way back. They'll do it with 5 position players who did not start this game. It's Almora, Contreras, La Stella, Caesar, and Kawasaki all getting some action tonight. Ball gets away. La Stella now in scoring position.
A whole lot of ugly going on here in this inning for the Pirates. A little wild pitch, but it's not a real good effort by Fryer.
Three and 2. Bryant on deck.
Phillips originally a 23rd round pick of the Rangers back in 04. Just came to the big leagues with the Orioles in 2011, 10 appearances. A little bit with the Marlins, spent some time in the White Sox organization.
Under to short, it's Rodriguez. That's the second out.
Got a lot of hair going on out there tonight, don't they? Queso and Phillips. Rodriguez. Clint managing hard.
Another pitching change in the 7th. Cubs trail 7-4.
New premier experience at Wrigley Field with seats featuring prime views and access to an exclusive club. This will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List. If I wasn't otherwise engaged, I would sign up. Looks like fun.
Hyundai call to the pen brings on Juan Nicasio.
Nicasio was in the rotation earlier this year, lost that job, moved to the bullpen for the season. You see the numbers, 10-6, a 4.34 ERA, working for the 50th time. You saw him, I don't know, last night, the night before, sometime in this series. It's all blending together now. We've seen a lot of pitchers. Throws hard, mid-90s heater and a slider. Last night, he worked in the ball game last night.
Bryant got jammed, and he'll be thrown out by Freeze. Cubs put up 3 runs on just 1 hit, and they're now within 3. PNC Bank upcoming schedule, the rest of the regular season. We'll be off to Cincinnati after tomorrow night for the final series of the regular season. Cubs will have 4 off days at home before opening the NLDS on Friday.
That's a bit of an issue, having that much time off before returning to game action. So they'll do some simulated work, try to create live pitching opportunities for the hitters to face.
Pedro Strop here in the 7th.
See if he can cool off Rodriguez. Got 2 hits tonight. He scored a couple of runs. Just missed hitting a home run last time. Plan tonight, get Strop, Rondon, and Chapman into the game. Ouch. There's a warning being issued to Strop.
Yeah, now recall, was it earlier this year? Rodriguez was yelling at Pedro for the quick pitching.
That's correct.
So that could be related. Yeah.
Well, if you can hit somebody, that's the spot to do it. And to his credit, Rodriguez just takes his base.
Usually when you get hit in the wallet, it looks to be a purpose pitch. So, Jaso outside for a ball. 3rd appearance since coming back from the knee injury. 2 innings, 2 walks, no hits, 3 strikeouts combined. That's a strike on the outside corner. Fly ball well hit. Deep center. Almora will have to play it off the wall. Rodriguez around third will score easily. Jaso will take off for third. He was going to stop at second. Throw gets away and fortunately stays in play. 8-4.
Well, if they give him a triple, it's a cycle.
I thought he was going to stop at second.
Yeah, and I was surprised that he did. Man, is he locked in tonight. Crushes this ball straight away center field. Good read by Rodriguez. He was off to the races.
They're giving him a triple. It is a cycle. The first ever in this ballpark. Infield in. David Freese takes ball one.
This ballpark hasn't been around that long, but that surprises me that this is the first cycle here, because the toughest part of the cycle, of course, is the triple. And this park should yield a fair number of 3-base hits.
One and one on David Freese. So Jaso singled in the second, homered in the fourth, doubled in the fifth, and a 3-base hit.
And the ball hits off the wall, but just dies at the base of the wall.
Yeah, that to me, it's fine. I don't have any problem with him giving him a triple, but when in doubt, give the guy the cycle. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
Because, you know, it wasn't like the throw was going home and he advanced on a throw home. It wasn't, you can't really charge an error there. He just read the throw and then went to third base. Right. Well, he was clearly the man of the match.
5 RBIs for John Jaso tonight. One, 2 to Freese, swing and a miss. He got him on a slider for out number 1. It's the first Pirate to hit for the cycle since Darrell Ward, who later became a Chicago Cub, in St. Louis in 2004.
Darrell Ward also, for a long time, was the only guy to hit the ball into the water here on the fly. I'm not sure how many have done that. I mean, they have this buckle blast out here. I think that's home runs that end up in the water.
And some of them bounce.
Yeah, most of them bounce.
Kind of like Bumbles. And dropped by Contreras.
Yeah. Anytime you can get a Yukon Cornelius reference in, it's good.
I don't even know if they put on the board that it was a cycle. Didn't feel like the fans necessarily acknowledged it. As Fryer could not hold up. 2 and 1. Chris Bryant, remember, had a 3-homer 2-double night in Cincinnati earlier this season, the first of its kind in Major League history. And as we noted, that is more impressive and certainly much more rare than a cycle. It's still kind of a cool thing as Russell makes a nice backhanded play.
He sure is fun to watch play shortstop. Cat-like reflexes, great hands, the whole package. Every now and then the arm gets a little wayward on him.
Looks like that will be it for Strop. So it's 8-4 Pirates, bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back.
a tour of beautiful Wrigley Field this season. Tours are available through October 5th and may include visits to the press box, visitors clubhouse, dugouts, as well as a chance to actually step on the field. This must-see Chicago attraction houses over 100 years of history. Book your tour at Cubs.com/tours today. We see him every day when we show up to the ballpark, sprinkled throughout the stands. The tour guides there do an outstanding job filling everybody in on the history of the ballpark.
Sunday call to the pen. It's Hector Rondon. He gave up a couple of homers on Monday night. Joyce and Freeze got him in a Cubs blowout win. Alan Hansen will pinch hit. Switch hitter batting left. Chris Coghlan, Cubs telling the media, has a mild left ankle sprain. That's why he left the game earlier. (3-0).
Hansen, just 23 years of age, middle infielder, good speed, switch hitter. He's from the Dominican Republic. That's a very American sounding name, doesn't it? Alan Hansen. He's from La Romana in the DR.
Backhanded play, Russell, and he will get Hansen. Pirates get a run. It's 8-4 to the 8th. Of the year in Cincinnati against the Reds. Get ready for the game with Sports Talk Live at 5, followed by Bases Loaded at 5:30. Then at 6 we'll have the first pitch on CSN Chicago. Here's the Chris Coghlan injury from earlier tonight. He got his left foot caught in the padding on the left wall and tweaked his ankle, a mild sprain.
Yeah, that's good news. It's never good news when somebody's hurt, but you're thinking, oh, could he have twisted his knee? Could there be any kind of a little tear there? But mild ankle sprain. So, good information on Coghlan. Here comes Felipe Rivero, hard-throwing left-hander. They acquired him from the Nationals in a Mark Melanson deal. 1-5 with an ERA of 4.08. That doesn't really get to your attention, but his stuff certainly does, and he's punched out 90 in 75 innings of work.
Facing Munenori Kawasaki, 97 with some bite.
Yeah, he's pretty firm. Slider and a change to go with that good gas.
98, 1-1. First plate appearance tonight for Kawasaki.
You know, I don't know what Mark Melancon will command in the free agent market. I'm sure he'll do well, but Chapman's going to be out there. Kenley Jansen will be out there. It would be a pretty good coup for Neil Huntington if he could re-sign Melancon, having acquired this big power left-handed arm at the trade deadline this year. Speaking of power left-handed arms.
Foul tip, strike 3. Fedorovich. Strike 1 on Tim. He's batting for Rondon. We will see Chapman in the bottom of this 8th inning.
That's a good changeup, boy. When you're geared up for 98 and you can command that changeup, it creates some issues for a hitter.
Base hit center field. Here's Hayward. Walk and a steal in the 2nd. Hit into a double play in the 4th. Infield pop out in the 7th. Will be caught. Well tied grab by Frazier. Fedorovich back to first.
Nice play there by Frazier. He made the error at second base earlier in the ball game. Dropped a little pop up. This time he closes quickly on the line drive.
To get a swing and a miss. Right field foul territory and out of play. souvenir.
That was creating a lot of chaos there. That pop-up.
Rivero got it off the field.
Yeah, and then they wouldn't have had a pitcher. That would have been a real issue. He shook to the inside fastball. He made his pitch, so he's feeling pretty good about things. Located his fastball where he wanted to, but it was just a little bit off the inside corner. Also putting up a good fight here. And he did not play in the ball game last night. 0 for 4 the night before.
Sharply hit on the ground. Freeze will get it to second in time to end the inning. Midway in the 8th. Pirates lead game 3, 8-4.
We are back. The most popular way to follow the Cubs postseason push is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Get MLB.com at bat on your favorite devices.
Here's the closer, Aroldis Chapman, just getting an inning of work with his team down.
Worked an inning on Monday. Also worked Sunday against St. Louis, but he has not been busy. He's just pitched 7 times here in the month of September. So we've seen Strop, Rondon, and now Chapman, and they will all pitch again on Saturday in Cincinnati. That's the plan anyway. So test your mettle for a young left-handed hitter. Any left-handed hitter for that matter.
Yeah.
But that's the report on Frazier. You know, good contact skills.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. Arrieta, Montgomery, Strop, Rondon, Chapman for the Cubs tonight. Tough night for Jake.
Monday when Chapman worked, it was in that blowout game, and he was able to use a lot of sliders and changeups. Not the typical 90% heater outing we see from Chapman. For the year, he's thrown his fastball 82% of the time. In that outing, just half the time.
Tony Watson up in the Pirate bullpen. Called strike 3. So we'll bring up Pedro Florimon, switch hitter batting right-handed.
One-on-one right on the edge. He's been on a nice roll. 8 innings pitched this month, 29 batters faced. He's allowed 1 hit, 4 walks, 13 punch-outs.
Foul tip. One, two. Count holding.
Usually 92-mile-an-hour changeup. Right off the end of the bat, maybe chipped it. He's going to go back and get another piece of timber here. Nope, that one doesn't work either.
Finally found one he liked. Two, and he got a piece. Called strike 3, so a couple of strikeouts for Aroldis, both of the looking variety. That one at 103.
That was a pellet.
Tomorrow night at 10:30, join Brian Urlacher on the hard count. Hear his thoughts on Sunday's loss and what the Bears have to do to get in the win column this week against Detroit. Submit video questions for him to answer during the show using the hashtag Ask54. The hard count featuring Brian Urlacher, presented by Restore, tomorrow at 10:30 on CSN Chicago.
This is 103 miles an hour, right on the knees. Hang with them.
Oh, 2.
I think Chapman could be a successful closer if he didn't throw his fastball.
I think you're right.
So that slider and that 90 to 92 mile an hour changeup with all the movement he gets with it. .104 with run. This is a 104 mile an hour wiffle ball.
Swing and a miss. Chapman fans aside, and we go to the 9th. 8-4 Pittsburgh. Vinny's Beverage Depot. John Jaso, first major league player to hit for the cycle in this ballpark. Single, homer, double. Need one more, John. Here's the triple. Denny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the Chicago Cubs.
Pretty good day at the office there for Jaso. Cubs managing just 3 hits. Tyone was very good tonight. The bullpen has done their thing, and now Tony Watson in to save it. He took over as the closer with the trade of Mark Melancon to the Nationals.
Mora Jr. takes a strike on a fastball.
So the rookie Michael Fulmer in contention to win the ERA title in the American League, but he's going to come up a little bit short in terms of innings pitched. I think he needed to go 6 and change tonight. He went 3 1/3.
That's too bad.
Some kind of a weather delay in Detroit. Tigers lead the Indians 6-3. It's a big 3-run home run from Miguel Cabrera.
It's pretty good.
That lead. Got a chance.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Not a safe spot for Watson. His team leading by 4.
That low 3/4 delivery, gets pretty good run and sink on his fastball. Has a real good changeup.
Strike 3. Hefty home run time. Anthony Rizzo just got it over the Clemente wall in the first inning for number 32 on the year. Rizzo watching from the bench at this point. Tyone, Hughes, Phillips, Nicasio, Rivero, now Watson for the Pirates. Driven to center. McCutcheon will not get there. To one-hop the wall. Contreras has a double. He can hit.
Yeah, he's hit a lot of balls hard here lately, hasn't he? I think you find with most big league hitters, they've got very strong hands. So you get that when you shake hands with Contreras.
Ball 1 to La Stella. Pirates looking to end a 4-game losing streak and the Cubs 3-game win streak. McCutcheon will make the play. Go out number 2.
Pirates looking to win here in their home ballpark for just the 5th time in the last 22 ball games. It's been a real slide for them here at home. It's been a big part of the story here, as it has been in St. Louis.
One strike to Caesar. Oh, 2. Johnson's got a little funk in his delivery. Seems to hide the ball well. Should do it. And appropriate, John Jaso, the guy to record that final out. He'll probably keep the game ball as well. He hit for the cycle tonight, and the Pirates beat the Cubs for only the 4th time this season.
And Jaso, he would earn some Stargell stars here tonight with that performance he had, hitting for the cycle. He and Tyone leading the way for the Pirates. I guess the big news for the Cubs tonight is just a tough night for Arrieta after pitching so well
last time out, so he's still got some work to do to kind of lock in.
Well, join us Friday from Cincinnati for the opener against the Reds. Live coverage begins at 5 with Sports Talk Live here on CSN. And now for JD and our entire crew here in Pittsburgh. Glenn Casper with your final score once again. It is the Pirates 8, the Cubs 4. Stay tuned. Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live is next.